Elon Musk is cranking up engineer pay as the AI talent war gets even hotter. Welcome back to the AI Breakdown Brief, all the AI headline news you need in around 5 minutes. It is very clear, if you are paying attention at all, that there are serious talent wars going on when it comes to artificial intelligence. Recently, we covered the story of a set of executives leaving Meta, not to go to big, well-paid competitors, but to strike out on their own and contribute to the Cambrian explosion of artificial intelligence that is happening right now. We also discussed OpenAI losing their head of developer relations, who is now leading Google AI Studio. Well, it appears that Elon Musk is not keen on losing talent and is using good old-fashioned cash to try to keep his engineers firmly where they are. Musk took to X to say that the competition for AI engineers is the craziest talent war he'd ever seen, and noted that OpenAI had been, quote, aggressively recruiting Tesla engineers with massive compensation offers. He went on to say that Tesla would be boosting pay in an attempt to ward off this sort of poaching. Now, of course, Elon's battle with OpenAI goes farther than just talent, but this certainly appears to be another front in that war. Staying in the big tech theme, the Financial Times is reporting that Google is considering a new business model for its AI-powered search. Google's search product has, of course, always been free and ad-supported. But now, according to a report from the FT, Google is thinking that they may move to a model where so-called premium search results that are powered by AI are behind a paywall and still supported with ads, while traditional search options continue to be free. The FT claims 3 unnamed sources familiar with the plans, who say that at this point, engineers have developed the technology that would allow them to roll this out, but executives haven't decided whether or when to launch it. A spokesperson for Google said, "We're continuing to rapidly improve the product to serve new user needs. We're not working on or considering an ad-free search experience. As we've done many times before, we'll continue to build new premium capabilities and services to enhance our subscription offerings across Google." Now, part of this might be just Google's never-ending quest for additional monetization, but a more likely culprit for this is just the incredible cost of running AI at scale. It may be that ad-supported just isn't viable for AI search at this stage. Analysts are somewhat bullish on, if not the plan to charge for search, for Google to follow OpenAI's model and try to get consumer subscriptions for their AI services. Wrote Bloomberg intelligence analyst Mandeep Singh, "Given OpenAI has reached a subscription run rate of $2 billion with consumer subscriptions, we believe Alphabet could see a similar boost to its $15 billion subscription sales." Moving over to the world of Apple. Boy, it's hard not to feel like things are a little confused over in Cupertino right now. Recently, of course, we heard that they had canceled Project Titan, their 10-year, $10 billion plus initiative to create an electric vehicle. And at the time, it appeared that many of those resources were being pushed over into generative AI. Now, market analysts on Wall Street loved this. They had long been skeptical of Apple's EV project, being skeptical of vehicles as a category, and also anxious about Apple's lack of clarity when it came to their particular AI strategy. Well, now it appears that Apple is also exploring home robotics as a potential quote-unquote next big thing. The report comes from Apple whisperer Mark Gurman, who over at Bloomberg has broken most of the Apple stories in the last year or so. Mark writes, "Engineers at Apple have been exploring a mobile robot that can follow users around their homes." This is according to an unnamed source who said that the quote-unquote Skunkworks project is currently private. That source also said that Apple is also exploring an advanced tabletop home device that uses robotics to move a display around. I think there are a couple ways to read this. Robotics are such a huge category and relatively adjacent to what Apple already does that it would probably be surprising if they weren't doing something in this space. But at the same time, as Gurman kind of identifies, quote, Apple is under growing pressure to find new sources of revenue. The iPhone still absolutely dominates Apple's revenue, and one of the big concerns for the company in the long term is what happens when there's mobile saturation. Gurman writes, "With robotics, Apple could gain a bigger foothold in consumers' homes and capitalize on advances in artificial intelligence. But it's not clear yet what approach it might take. Though the robotics smart display is much further along than the mobile bot, it has been added and removed from the company's product roadmap over the years." So far, the market isn't super stoked on this, with the company actually losing some market share after this was reported by Bloomberg. Next, a crazy story out of Amazon land. You might remember hearing about Amazon's Just Walkout technology. The idea of it was that you could literally just walk out of Amazon-related grocery stores, and AI would figure out what you'd bought and charge you automatically. Basically, you just have to scan a QR code when they enter the store. However, Gizmodo reports, quote, "Just over half of Amazon Fresh stores are equipped with Just Walkout." Though it seemed completely automated, Just Walkout relied on more than 1,000 people in India watching and labeling videos to ensure accurate checkouts. The cashiers were simply moved off-site, and they watched you as you shopped. The jokes that AI now means actually Indians have been coming hard and fast. Over in the financial realm, hedge funder Steve Cohen is not just a believer in the long-term market potential of AI, but says his firm is already using it to save $25 million. Talking on CNBC's Squawk Box, Cohen said, "My CTO comes up to me and says, I can save the firm $25 million by using these LLMs to improve our efficiency. Now, we're a mid-sized firm, we're not a huge firm, so imagine what big companies can do. And that's just one thing, so it gives you a little bit of a look into what's possible." Cohen went on to call AI a, quote, really durable theme for investing, and basically said that if companies weren't thinking about this right now, they needed to. He said, "If you're a company and you're not thinking about this, you're going to wake up one day and go, we're in trouble." For what it's worth, if you are a company who finds yourself thinking that, listen to this ad where I talk about BeSuper.ai coming up next. That is going to do it for today's AI Breakdown Brief. Next up, the main AI Breakdown.